Hi, I'm still talking about the passive migrant. In the last video, I said passive migrant are not that prepared for opportunities. They just wait. They feel things can just come to their tables. They just feel things can just happen without any much attempt to do so. We fail at things and we need to get up. Many times we fail at things. We are not meant to be knocked down by migration, but rather we are meant to rise again. The world awaits your rising. Many times we think passivity is actually a failure, but rather it's a psychological response to loss of identity, loss of family, loss of true friends, loss of community. And so when people are passive, when they are not taking steps like they should, you should know something is not to going on well on the inside. It's not about the outwardness or the showmanship that people show outside, maybe the dressings and all of that. There is more to it than the outward appearance. Are you passive in your dealings? Are you passive, in your journey, in your migration journey? Are you passive? Just wait, reflect. Think about the opportunities that just came. And because you were not prepared, you lost them. Passive people they share similar characteristics when it comes to migration. And like I said, the stories are relatable. They make excuses. They say, oh, it's because I don't have this. It's because I cannot use this. It's because I'm not tech savvy. I don't know how to use computer. But I would say you can use your phones. You can sit down and start learning how to use computers. So you can apply for that job. You can do it. You can do it. And I'm saying to you, you can do it. Don't give up on yourself. Arise, shine, and let that glory be seen on you. You can't afford to waste your life. You see, many times people don't really understand that when they migrate, they're starting their lives all over again. And sometimes it can be a bit daunting for people. Sometimes some people feel, oh, they've wasted all those other years. No life is wasted. No years are actually wasted. Everything you learned, like in your previous, not life, in your previous, location, can still be applied in the new place where you are. And you can still move on. You can still grow. There is no loss for you. You can rise again. You can thrive. Thrive beyond what you've always known because opportunities are out there. One thing about passive migrant is that they are often isolated. They say to themselves, oh, I don't talk to anybody, I do things on my own. They feel they know it all. They may not actually project that they know it all, but from what they do, with the way they behave, it's like they know it all. Nobody knows it all, and there is nobody that cannot be taught. There is no man that cannot be helped. So, are you available for people to help you? Have you made yourself available to be helped? If you are isolating yourself, that means it may not really be easy for people to come to you because they are not even sure what you want. They are not even sure what you like. And many true stories of people who have done great things anywhere in the world is because they have been helped. There is no man that can say he is self-made. I know a lot of people say they are self-made, but that's actually a lie. The very fact that you were born by somebody, a woman somewhere, shows that already you are not even self-made. And there's nothing like that. Even if you've had to read on your own, study on your own to achieve whatever, you have been helped. You are not self-made. The shift from passive migration to active migration marks a turning point in people's lives. If you are ready to start taking actions, you will see that things would actually change drastically. I have seen so many issues, so many things on social media that, maybe men, they leave their wives, or they say, oh, since they migrated, she has changed. Perhaps, maybe that woman used to be very passive, and then she traveled. She realized that in order for her to move forward, she actually needs to brace up. She needs to do something better. She needs to work. She needs life. She really needs to be active in her journey for the family. And many times, some men are not able to actually cope with those changes. They are not able to actually adapt to those changes. And they feel, oh, my wife has changed. When you really ask them, what has changed about your wife? They actually don't really have anything to say. And when they even have things to say, you're like, there's something not adding up here. Perhaps they are passive and they feel like, oh, things will come to them at the right time. And they feel that their wives also should also be like that. And they feel, oh, they are not content. They are just there. They've really changed. They are no longer submissive. I see those kind of comments online. I hear those kind of things online. But that's not really the case. Migration actually starts with a shift. In order to benefit from your migration, there needs to be a shift of mindset, shift in every dimensions of life. You see, there are people who say, oh, I cannot come and kill myself. No be me kill Jesus. So they just wait. And until things begins to rot. And that's why sometimes I wonder, for instance, somebody's visa is about to expire. There is no job. And they're just waiting like, oh, anything that happens, they will just go back home. I know some people do that. But why not just start looking for a job before you get to that point? Even 7 months before that time, even 8 months before that time, before your visa expires. Don't wait until things are about to get spoiled, until things are irreparable. I know there are times people, start on early to start looking for a job, but they don't get it. That's a different scenario. That is very different. Passive migrant, I actually think some people, because they are now abroad, because they've made it abroad, or because they are doing well, they are proud. Change your thinking, change your mindset. Perhaps you need to see life differently. Perhaps you also need to hear their stories and know where they started from. Not all the glitters they say is gold. There's some things that actually glitters, but actually, in the real sense, they are not gold. They are not even worth it. So, the most important thing is that you need to be active in your journey, active about your own growth, active about things all around you. Don't just sit down there. Sometimes when people come in abroad, let's say it's the man that has the visa and the woman is just sitting down there, oh, nothing. No, don't do that. You can't just do that. You need to brace up. Or let's say it's the woman that has the visa and the man may just say, oh, I'm not getting job, or he's just sitting down and not doing anything. You need to stand up, do something. You see, a lot of great things happens when people stand up, when people are active, when they become active. Yes, a lot of things happens to them. You need to choose to learn, to redefine yourself, to build yourself in the new place where you are. And how do you redefine yourself? You redefine yourself by changing your mindset. You redefine yourself by changing your thought process. Your thought process, how you think, how you act, and how you behave. Also, how you see others. You need a total change. You need to learn to start from where you have stopped. Yeah. Start learning from where you stop.